Hello everybody, tis I, the Rumple1, Wednesday, January 30th, the year 2013. Got Time Magazine. Now the date on this magazine is February the 4th. That's next week. So I guess we're looking into the future. On the cover, you got Catherine Bigelow, the director of Zero Dark 30. That's a movie. I haven't seen it yet. I guess I'll check it out. But I guess they figured that was important enough to put on the cover of Time. All the things going on, that's what they put. But I realized something when thinking about this. You know, is Time Magazine, is this news? Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you watch TV and you listen to the radio, and you wonder if what they call news is news. I'm thinking the internet and cell phone technology has almost made news obsolete. I mean, now just about anybody with one of these smartphones can make a video and upload it. Something that happens, you know, halfway around the world could hit the internet and I could know about it within a minute or less. So by the time we get to the 6 p.m. news or the newspaper in the morning, that stuff, you probably already read about what's important on the internet. So maybe that's why they do this. But you know, the topics they pick, it's kind of funny. They had some, the letters were good though. Well, I think the last one we talked about the gun control. And this one guy wrote a letter. He said, if all this was really about the safety of children, there would be a great legislative effort to make school buses safer. Think about that. Why isn't there more effort to make school buses safer if it's about safety of the children? And if you want to go down that road, pun intended, let's look at all the things. Well, we've got people out there that probably shouldn't have driver licenses in the first place because they're illegals. They're on the road. That means that they could be causing problems and putting the children at risk, but that's not discussed. I mean, these new cars that are coming out that could do 200 miles per hour, well, I mean, gee whiz, isn't that kind of like an assault car? Maybe we should limit the top speed to cars to 55, 65, or 75 miles an hour because that's what the speed limit is anyway. And the technology's there, they could do it. But they don't. So I think this guy, John David Deathridge, I think he raised a good point. And you know, when I did those videos about, you know, a billion is a penny to Congress, which, by the way, it's funny how that the first video has gotten, I don't know, 25,000 views, but the other ones, for some reason, nobody else watched. I guess it was they weren't interested. But it says here that it costs $17.8 million to test the project that created inflatable home for astronauts in space. Not even a penny. Yeah, just to prove it. Oh, here we go. The Battle of Fort Bragg. Gays in uniform are still fighting for spousal benefits. Once again, I tell you, it's got nothing to do or it's got nothing to do with, you know, who you're married to. It's got to do with money. Spousal benefits. It's money. That's the whole issue, is money. The gay rights issue, to me, is money. They're saying man versus machine. Why a slowdown in tech progress is good news for jobs. It's interesting. One of the viewers out there pointed out in a video that I recently made that the price of things that we need seems to be going up. Yet the prices for things that we don't need seem to be coming down. Utilities, prices just seem to be going up. Gasoline, prices seem to be going up. You know what? If cat food goes up, you're going to have to start hunting a little bit more, Cat One. Oh, let's see. We lost Stan Musial and we lost Pauline Phillips, who was best known as Dear Abby. They said Obama's confident speech signals an end to deadlock in Washington. That's a joke. But then, you know, once again, that movie, they said The Art of Darkness, to understand Catherine Bigelow's kind of movie. Her movie is about, I guess, how they got Bin Laden. And I guess some of the people in the government take issue with the movie because it shows torture, and it implies that it was because of torture we figured out where Bin Laden was, and that's how we got him. And I guess the government says that's not quite the way it happened. I don't know, it seems whenever the government gets mad at something, that usually they're getting mad at somebody telling the truth. And if you think about it, when was the last time you heard anything about some government official getting mad at something that wasn't the truth? Yeah, ponder that. Oh yeah, we got Al Gore. From Chads to Riches. He's trying to understand the complex drivers of global change. I mean, it's just like he lost. Is he really relevant anymore? I mean, what makes him relevant? Why is he relevant? Oh, this is a neat one called Waiting for Change. They're talking about getting rid of the penny. It says it's obsolete. In fact, it costs the government 2 cents to make a penny. Only in America, right? So they're thinking about just doing away with the penny. But then it comes to the nickel, and nickel costs a dime to produce. So then, I guess you go to the dime. Well, if you're going to go to the dime, then just shift the decimal point, and we're right back to where we started, right? You just got to laugh at the government. Oh, and they also talked about that $1 trillion coin. But it also says the Treasury and the Fed have rejected the proposal. That's because the proposal was retarded. Yeah, I'm going to keep using that word retarded. Because most of the things that the government does is retarded. Because, see, retarded really isn't a bad word. In fact, see, I can use my smartphone, and I've got the Merriam-Webster dictionary right here on my smartphone. That's really handy, because some of those books I read, I have to look up some words sometimes. So let's look up retarded. Here we go. Slow or limited in intellectual or emotional development or academic progress. That's what retarded means. That's in the dictionary. So why is that offensive? Can somebody explain that to me? It's a word in the dictionary. So if somebody is slow or limited in intellectual or emotional development or academic progress, they're retarded. Now, I was watching a movie. Let me think, which was it? Sherlock Holmes movie. I think it was Sherlock Holmes? Where they called a guy a mouth breather, which basically means he's retarded. So, but I guess you really can't say an idea is mouth breathing. It just doesn't sound the same way. But see, retarded fits. And having the Super Bowl when it's in February in some open stadium when it could get down to 0 is just, that idea, that thought is retarded. Especially nowadays. Don't you just love these Viagra ads? The age of knowing who you are. I mean, it just cracks me up. And the side effects, like I said, you guys know what the side effects are. Oh yeah, Michelle Obama. She isn't the first lady to rock a fringe. I guess Mimi Eisenhower was known for her short, tight Mamie bangs. Once again, with all the stuff going on in the country, we're going to focus on how Michelle Obama cuts her bangs now. Let's just break out the violins and start fiddling while Rome burns. Oh, here's a good one. Quentin Tarantino has that new movie, Django Unchained. But he had some action figures. But they've been discontinued because people complain that they trivialized slavery. That's retarded. People, when did America get wussified? When did we start worrying so much about everybody's feelings and I mean, we're supposed to be tough, rugged. I mean, that is just so stupid. If you don't like the action figure, don't buy it. But you're going to cry and have protests. Oh, it trivializes this or that. That's just retarded. Oh, and Lindsay Lohan. Rumor has it they were going to pay her over $500,000, $550,000 to appear on Dancing with the Stars. But she rejected the offer. Hey, Dancing with the Stars, if you're listening, I'll take it. Oh, and by the way, I guess Kim Kardashian now has some bangs. Hey, how can you take this stuff seriously? some of these things I'm skipping over is talk about the Super Bowl, talk about the TV show 30 Rock that's going to have their last episode. I never really understood that show. It just didn't do anything for me. Oh, but here's something interesting. Staying power. New ways companies are getting us to stick with lousy service. Like Verizon. I mean, I've been a Verizon customer over a decade. I mean, am I happy with their service? Well, for the most part, yes, but there's things that are kind of annoying, especially with this new smartphone. And ever since they made it so you could go to a different carriers and keep your phone number, you know, there's just no reason to that's not a inhibitor to change anymore. But what they're saying is that what companies are doing is they got all these data plans and everything gets bundled, and they just make it so it'd just be harder to switch. I mean, these phones, I guess you have to hack the phone to make this work on somebody else's network. So they're doing all these things to basically, once you get locked in, once they get you on the hook, then basically you lock yourself in because you just don't feel like going through the effort of changing. And you know, one of my biggest beefs with, you know, companies is that they should have two numbers. If you want to talk to a person, dial that number. If you want to talk to a computer, dial a different number. Because sometimes I would prefer just doing something, talking to the computer. Like, for instance, if I want to call the bank and find out what my balance is, I don't need to talk to a person. I don't want to have to answer 20 questions just to get my one question answered. No, you know, type in my account number, my PIN, and then bam, tell me my account balance. I'm done. But other times I want to ask a question, especially the credit card companies. And then you've got to wait and wait and wait. Go through their menu, and sometimes you have to go through 2 or 3 menus to get that option to talk to a person. I mean, do you realize how much time is wasted sitting on the phone waiting to talk to a person? And then when you finally get to a person, chances are you get the tier 1, the bottom of the barrel. The people who are lowly paid, and they got these headsets, and they're sitting around when they go through these about 2-week training sessions, and they put them out there. They pretty much have no authority to do anything outside the norm, and you got to deal with them. Then maybe you get to talk to their supervisor if they can't help. And so usually when I get on the phone, I usually request a supervisor, or I will request a tier 2 person, because I know tier 1's no good to me. They're just not. And I'm still working on this hotspot issue, because sometimes when it works fine. I can sit there on the laptop. Other times it just freezes for no reason, no apparent reason. And I still think it's because of all these damn apps that are running in the background. But I got this one thing on here that's called, let's see. It's called Auto Process Killer. And see, right now it says available memory 51 megabytes. But if I hit the button a couple of times, now it says available memory 202 megabytes. Now I don't know how long this video is going, but you saw I haven't been doing anything other than look up something on the dictionary. So all these processes decided that they want to run on my phone. Things I didn't ask for. Blockbuster. Don't want that running. So I found that article interesting. And also, you just see it, most of these articles are one page. I guess that's the attention span that we have now because of things like cell phones and the internet. Also, we've got The Shame Game. Why we love to hate Armstrong's fess up on the Oprah Scolding Network. Got a picture of Oprah spanking Lance. Once again, in the land of the free and home of the brave. Why do we care? Why do we care? We've got people on food stamps. We've got health care costs that are soaring. Oh, by the way, you probably noticed that Band-Aid's off the finger. It's healing up pretty nicely, but I tell you, I must have it out for my left hand because I almost cut my thumb the other day, and then I kind of nicked this finger with my pocket knife, which I keep really sharp, so all it did was have to touch it. I have to be a little more careful here. But back to the point, why are we concerned with what Lance Armstrong did? In the big scheme of things, does it matter? Now I'll have to do another video on does it matter. But to spend all that effort, all that TV time, why not have a discourse on what we really need to do about government spending, how we can get this monster under control? But that doesn't seem to be what people are interested in. I guess it's not entertaining. Oh, and look, a full-page advertisement of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And then we have 10 questions with the award-winning novelist Jamaica Kincaid. Pretty interesting. I've never read any of her books. They asked her about the pursuit of happiness. She goes, one doesn't have to pursue unhappiness. It comes to you. You come into the world screaming. That's kind of funny when you think about it. But I guess, according to her, she said that the original document said life, liberty, and the pursuit of property is how Locke framed it, and Jefferson put in happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. I guess that's probably what we do since we like to acquire things. Pursue property, land, vehicles, buildings, gadgets, clothes. So, anyway, that's time for this week. And I know somebody asked me about this liberal left-wing thing. Well, I like to read, things from all sources. Get a balanced perspective. Actually, you also need to know what your enemy's up to. So, I guess that wraps that up. And I don't know when my subscription's going to run out, but I'll keep doing these videos on them. Something to talk about, something to discuss. Points out some of the futility of what our government, what our country, our news media is doing. Fiddling while Rome burns. Maybe that's what I should just title these videos.